Paraphrase. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a really truly little pet dragon. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse, she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. A lady named Belinda lived in a little white house. She had some pet animals. They included a little black kitten, a little grey mouse, a little yellow dog, and also a little dragon. She had a little red wagon also. She had named the little black kitten Ink. The little grey mouse was called Blink. The little yellow dog was called Mustard. The little dragon was thought to be a coward. The lady had given him the name of Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him, and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and really truly daggers on his toes. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth. He had spikes on his head and scales on his chest. His mouth was like a fireplace. The nose looked like a chimney breathing out smoke, and there were real daggers on his toes. Belinda looked like a barrel of bears, and she claimed herself to be brave. Ink and Blink would boast that they could chase away lions down the stairs. Mustard would say that he was as brave as an angry tiger. But Custard never made any claims. He would simply ask his mistress for a nice safe cage. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon, and the really truly cowardly dragon. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Belinda always teased poor Custard in an unmerciful manner. Ink, Blink and Mustard would rudely call him Percival. They meant to say that Custard, like Percival, though grown up in age, was yet childish in his habits. They were all sitting in the little red wagon and laughing at the dragon, who they thought was cowardly. Belinda laughed so much that the whole house seemed to be shaking. The mouse Blink also giggled in his own way. Poor Custard only cried for a nice safe cage. At this, Ink and Mustard asked him rudely what his age was. They meant to say that though the dragon was quite grown up, he was behaving in a cowardly and childish manner. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. "Meouch!" cried Ink, and "Ooh!" cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window, pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Belinda, Ink, Blink and Mustard suddenly heard an unpleasant sound. On hearing it, Mustard growled and looked all around. Ink and Belinda also cried out because they had seen a robber climbing in through the window. He had a pistol in his left hand and another in his right hand. He was holding a little sword in his teeth. His beard was black and his one leg was made of wood. It was clear that the pirate didn't mean anything good. He had come there with some wicked purpose. Belinda paled, and she cried, "Help! Help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little mouse Blink strategically mouseholed. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine. clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. On seeing the robber, Belinda went pale with fear. Mustard gave a cry of fear and ran away. Ink quietly slipped down under the household goods. The little mouse Blink thought it best to hide himself in his hole. But Custard jumped up at once. He was snorting like an engine. He struck his tail angrily here and there. It made sounds like the iron chains of prisoners in a dungeon. As he twisted his tail, it made clattering, clanking, and jangling sounds. He flew at the robber, as does a robin at a worm. The robber could do nothing but gape at Belinda's dragon. He took out a big bottle of wine from his pocket and gulped some of it. Then he fired 2 bullets from his pistols, but they didn't hit the dragon. Custard caught hold of the robber and greedily ate every bit of him. Belinda embraced him. Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I'd have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink, and up spoke Blink. We'd have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. After the pirate had been killed, Belinda embraced Custard lovingly, and Mustard licked him. No one mourned for the pirate who had fallen a victim to the dragon. In their joy, Ink and Blink started dancing around the dragon that had killed the pirate. But then, soon, the little dog Mustard spoke up. He said that if he had not been confused, he would have been twice as brave as Custard. Ink and Blink also did the same thing. They said that they could have been thrice as brave as Custard if they had not felt confused. On hearing Ink, Blink, and Mustard brag about their bravery, Custard maintained his usual calm. He simply said that he quite agreed everybody was braver than him. Belinda still lives in her little white house, with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon, and her really truly little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage. But Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. These 2 stanzas are simply a repetition of the first and the fourth stanzas. They show that habits die hard. In spite of their encounter with the pirate, nobody has learnt any lesson. Things are even now as they have always been. Belinda still lives in her little white house. She lives with her little black kitten, her little grey mouse, her little yellow dog, her little red wagon, and her little pet dragon. She still wears her bearskin garments and shows herself to be very brave. Ink and Blink still claim that they chase away lions down the stairs. Mustard claims that he is as brave as a tiger in rage. And nobody cares for the poor Custard even now. He still keeps crying for a nice safe cage.